Welcome to What's New Today at OFA. This podcast comes to you from the participants of the Film and Media program at Options for All San Diego. The Film and Media program introduces participants with physical and developmental disabilities to all of the various aspects of filmmaking. What's New Today at OFA is a variety show podcast featuring exciting segments produced by Options for All students. And now, What's New Today at OFA?
My name is Aman, and these are my top 5 favorite movies. My first one is Gemini Man, which I like, which is just basically about just making a movie sound good so far and the way it goes through. And I like the movie King Richard because it's just about a simple childhood learning how to grow up within the famous world of life sports and make it to the top of the limits to be popular. And Justice League I like is because it's a good superhero movie in its work. And I like Stuck in the Middle. It's like a nice comedy series that is for like family and other family. And number 5 is Encanto, a nice movie that just takes place in the middle of a village.
Now it's time for the catch-up, sponsored by Ketchup. Every now and then we like to get back with former students to see what they're doing post-OFA. It's great to see the words of wisdom they have for current students and the world. Today's guest is Ryan Lee.
What is your favorite movie?
Well, my favorite movie involves something that's animated. That would be movies that are made by Disney, Warner Brothers, Universal, and 20th Century Fox. I also watch live action ones too, like Home Alone, Matilda, and Stuart Little, and all those kind of live action movies.
What got you interested in film and media?
When I was a kid, I always loved watching movies and cartoons, and that's what got me in. And I also loved doing art when I was little as well. And that's what got me into wanting to do animations and film and media and filming, because I love movies and cartoons so much. I thought I want to make a movie myself.
What are you currently doing with your life?
Well, keeping myself busy, still finding ways to entertain myself after I graduate the film and media program.
Are you currently working on any projects, and how long have you been in this profession?
Well, I'm not working in any projects, but there's sometimes I do did some sketchings just to post them on social media.
What is your dream job?
Oh, my dream job? I think my dream job is to become a character designer, to design each specific character and do an animation.
What inspires you?
Well, same question. I do love watching cartoons when I was young, and I always love. I also love video games when I was younger too, and that's what got me into that's what inspired me to create characters like those.
Ryan, when you look back on your time at film and media and maybe your life today, who would you say are your mentors? Who do you look up to the most?
I do look up to one of my classmates when I was still there as a voice actor, an animator, an artist, and an audio designer, and I also look up to them as a friend I get along with.
Did the things you learned at OFA benefits your life and career?
Yes, it did. It did inspire me to create like a YouTube channel. I don't use as much as as for my YouTube animation studios.
How did you start getting into film and media program here at Options for All?
I was hanging out with a job coach, and he took me to the film and media program just for a tour, and went to see what it would be like once I attend there soon. And when I went for a visit, I did meet someone who came up and said hi to me.
Do you think you'll ever create an animated feature film?
Well, I'm sure to do that at some point if I feel like it.
What do you say is like your best creation of animation?
That would be the character I designed to come to life as a actual character.
No, that's great. Hopefully it comes true. Just keep at it and work hard.
Right. Thanks, Jesus.
Thank you, Ryan. It was a great catch up with you. No tomatoes were harmed in the making of this segment.
Hey, can you please hurry up? I've got to get home to watch the national ping pong tournament.
I'm going as fast as I can.
Of course, I picked the lane with the retard bagging my groceries.
Don't say that. It hurts my feelings. I'm really good at my job.
Excuse me, but you're just named Employee of the Month.
Congratulations! Good thing you're only bagging my groceries.
4256, sir.
I hope he didn't forget to put all my groceries in the bag. I heard people like you do that sometimes.
Excuse me. You forgot your wallet.
Well, I really need this.
I guess it's a good thing I was there.
Yeah, I guess so. Thanks.
We are more the same than we are different. Respect everyone and treat everyone the same.
Hi, my name's Axel, and these are my top 5 favorite movies. The first film is Spirited Away by Hayao Miyazaki. It's considered a classic. I enjoy the animation and the story that tells a girl about how to gain courage and to grow up a little bit instead of being a spoiled brat. That's my opinion. My second film is Mary and the Witch's Flower. I just recently found this film by accident on Netflix. It's just about a girl who stumbles upon a area in the forest where nothing's growing, and she finds a strange flower that gives her powers. So, number 3 is Black Butler, Book of Atlantic. It's based on the manga for Black Butler or Koretsuji. It's an anime film about a character named Seal Phantom Hive who goes on a ship to investigate a case about some hospital doing weird experiments and stuff. And in the end, the ship sinks because of zombie apocalypse kind of thing. My fourth favorite film is Tokyo Ghoul live action. It's a gore. It's based on both the anime and manga for Tokyo Ghoul. It is not suitable for people who don't like gore. And my fifth favorite film is Crimson Peak 2013 by Guillermo del Toro. I just enjoyed the film because I like how creepy it is and how well done the story is, the cinematography, the camera angles, the costume design is just beautiful. I could go on hours about that one.
You're listening to The Conversation by Options for All Film and Media. I'm Jake, your host. Joining me today is Jordan, an OFA student with a passion for screenwriting. Jordan, welcome to The Conversation.
Thank you for having me, Jake. It's wonderful to be here.
Absolutely. Well, I was excited to have you on the show, and we planned on doing it sooner, but I'm glad we're doing it now. So that's
at long
great.
last we can.
At long last. All righty. Well, Jordan, I'd like to begin with a question that, as you know, we ask all of our guests. What is your favorite film and why?
You know, I have been trying to think about that, and I really have a lot of favorite films, but the one that really has always touched my heart is Titanic, because I like romance stories, and I like stories about adventure. And I really could, my dad, when he was 10 years old, my grandfather was in the Navy, so they moved around a lot. And they had to go to England and live for a year. And he actually found the book A Night to Remember, which is a famous book on the sinking, while he was going over on the America to England. And he read all about it and became fascinated with the story. And he was also going over the very place where it actually had sailed and sank. So that was why he became so fascinated about it. And when I was 5 years old, of course, is when they found it. So I have really been hearing about it for most of my life. And then when the movie came out, of course, it was one of many, but when the movie came out, it was a wonderful movie, and I identified with it a lot. So it's just a great film, I think.
That's remarkable. I love this
Not
story,
everyone
particularly about your
agrees,
grandfather. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm going to move on to our second question. What inspires you?
That's also a loaded question. I think I get inspired sometimes by just divine providence, really, because sometimes I'll just see something or hear something that will inspire me to write something, or I'll just have an idea and write it down. Sometimes I don't always write it down, but I think about things and I get inspired by so many different things. And sometimes it'll just be, like I said, something that somebody said or something I heard, or, you know, but I think ideas just come to me when they're supposed to come to me, if that makes any sense.
Kind of on the spur of a moment.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So do you like write things down as soon as you think of them, or do you let it simmer? How does that process work?
Sometimes I just let it simmer, and sometimes it just comes out. I write a column for my church once a month, and I have to come up with something every month, and I think that is inspired a lot of times divinely. But I'll just think about, you know, whatever's happening in the world or whatever happens to be going on in my life or something, and I'll think that will be a good thing to write about. One time I was all set to write about one thing on 1 month, and then I saw a story that really affected me emotionally on TV, and I thought I have to write about that. So that was where that inspiration came from. So it really just, you know, and if I still feel like I need to write about that one thing when I need to write about it, then I'll know that that's what I need to write about.
Well, that's great. Okay. What excites you about being a part of OFA?
What excites me about being a part of OFA is getting to be able to advance creativity, and just to be able to bring that creative part out of me that is interested in show business and, you know, being creative. So I really enjoy getting to be able to bring that creative process to the forefront. And I was originally a little hesitant about joining the program and everything because I didn't really want to go back to school, but they convinced me that it wasn't really exactly like school had been. And I was going to do something else that wouldn't have really, now that I think about it, wouldn't have really been the right choice at all. And I wouldn't have been able to use my creativity. So I was involved with Options for All at the time, and I was working part-time in the office, and they were convincing me, my so-called employer really saw how creative I was and everything, and really convinced me to join the program, and that it wasn't exactly like going back to college, and that it would be good for me. And so far, I think it really has been. So I'm glad I made the choice that I did.
Wow, I love hearing that background, and the rest, as you might say, is history, right?
Mm-hmm.
All righty. Well, what can you tell us about your latest project or projects that you've been working on as a writer?
Well, it's funny you should ask, because that is one of the things that is good about this program. I took a screenwriting class in college, and we had an assignment where we had to write a script for a short film. So I wrote the script, and I just, afterwards, I just put it away and never thought that I would, think about it again or whatever. And then when the opportunity came to join this program, Pedro, our screenwriting teacher, asked if we had any experience with screenwriting. So of course I said yes, and I've already written the script. So I showed him that script, and we've really been working on it for the whole semester, and I mean for the whole time since we've been here. Who knew that it needed so much work? But I'm really happy that it is we're getting a chance to kind of rework it and make it much better than it was, because again, I never thought that I would have the opportunity to do that. So that's one of the things that's really been a blessing about joining this program. And it's just about, I feel, a guy who wasn't very confident, and was bullied, and gains a lot of confidence in himself, and learns how to believe in himself. And that's very important to me. So I'm really glad that I'm getting a chance to rework it, even if I never get a chance to work on anything else.
Right. Well, what is the title of your script, just so that listeners can watch out for it when it gets produced?
If it gets,
or have you arrived on the title?
Yeah, it's Special Delivery for Samantha.
Oh, great. Well, I look forward to hearing more.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what would you say is your biggest dream?
My biggest dream is to hopefully continue to pursue work in the entertainment field, and to just, continue to express myself in different ways, and to continue to inspire disabled people and people in general throughout the world. And
that's really great.
Just live a great life comfortably. So,
do you mind if I interject a little bit and just ask about your writing process? When you approach a story and an idea comes into your head, how does that work? Do you sit down and write very quickly, or are you a slower writer? Do you like to take your time? And what does that process look like?
Well, I think that it just I think I am a person that likes to take the time. It really depends on the project. I must admit that sometimes I should probably write a lot more than I do. That's why my mother actually suggested that I start writing for my church newsletter so that I could write more than I do. But I also like to write poetry, and I've become the poet laureate of the family, and I usually write poetry and poems that have to do with people in my family, or just something that inspires me. I have a friend named Fran, and I decided that I was going to write a poem about her. And as a joke, she calls herself Fearless Fran. So I wrote a poem that had a story all about Fearless Fran. And it's called Fearless Fran and Her Frying Pan. And everybody loved it. And at one point, I even considered turning it into a children's book. So,
wow, that's terrific. Well, we've reached our final question. If you could say anything to your fellow students, what would you say?
I would say to remember that we're all here to respect and love one another, despite what differences we may have, and that we all have the same goal that we want, and to just stay true to yourself and remember what you want, and to go after it.
Thank you. Wow. Well, that's our show. Thank you to our special guest, Jordan. I'm Jake. You've been listening to The Conversation.
Thank you for listening to What's New Today at OFA. To learn more about the film and media program at Options for All, please visit optionsforall.org. And remember, you have options too.